All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started for this afternoon. So thank you everybody that is joining us today for our third alumni session through the Office of Admissions and Recruitment. If you were here with us for the last couple of sessions, we're definitely going to change it up a little bit today. So instead of it just being a full-blown Q&A session, we're going to have a little fun Kahoot game with our wonderful alumni that were able to join us today. And then after that, we are going to open it up for a little Q&A session. We have two different majors represented today, so definitely, I believe, education and then marketing, right, Jocelyn?
Corporate communication, yeah.
Dang. Okay, so two communication majors. So same. Wait, was that your major as well? Sorry about this. You're. Sorry.
Oh no, I said it was. It was a communication.
Okay, because I know you just said that you were a teacher, but sorry about that. So we're going to have two different, these two different alumni here with us today. So after the little Kahoot game, you can ask your questions if you have any for our alumni. Feel free to utilize the chat function within Zoom. If you do have any questions, just shoot them that way. There will be some privacy functions in place. So obviously your cameras and your microphones are muted. We also do have the nickname generator on here because we are recording this, so just to protect your privacy for that. But before we get started, I do want to take a second for our two alumni to introduce themselves and kind of give you a background of what their time was like at Lamar, what they're doing today, and that kind of thing. So if you want to take it away for us, Shantaria.
Okay, I am Shantaria Jackson. I graduated from Lamar in 2010 with a bachelor's degree in communications, radio, TV, broadcasting. Well, first of all, my time at Lamar was great. Like, I had such a great time at Lamar, and I actually always love to tell alumni, like, it was great in teaching me, like, networking, especially being a communications major, which is super important these days. So I owe all of that to Lamar. I went on from Lamar and I ended up getting a master's degree in educational leadership. And I was a classroom educator for about 4.5, 5 years. And recently I retired from the education classroom teaching sector. And now I am a published children's book author, keynote speaker, multicultural liaison. So that is where I'm at currently. And and I hope this is okay for me to kind of put a pitch in here. You guys can follow us on Instagram. It's our book page. And so it's Phoenix is Rising book series. And I will put it in the chat as well.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and put that in there. We always like to support our alumni. And okay. See, I knew I had heard of those majors for you somewhere. I was just like, I feel like I'm getting them mixed up, but thank you for clarifying that. And then Jocelyn, if you want to take a minute and introduce yourself.
Yes, well, hello everybody. My name is Jocelyn Alvarado. I'm also a recent Lamar University graduate. I graduated this May 2020 with my bachelor's in corporate communication. My time at Lamar, I was a transfer student. But with the time that I had at Lamar, it was really great. I loved it so much that I decided to get a job here. So I am now the admission counselor for the Southeast Houston region in Texas. So I've just started this position, but really Lamar has had so much to offer me, like even from my degree to internships and now a job. So hopefully many more doors. So yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely happy to have you on the team. All right, so hopefully everybody is logged into the Kahoot game. If not, it should still be listed somewhere for you to join throughout, but we're going to go ahead and get started and have some fun. So let it load up. 3, 2, and 1. First question. What year was Lamar University founded? All right, so it's definitely 1923. A little fun fact about us, whenever we first started, we were actually in the unused 3rd floor of a local high school, not too far away from where we are now, but still, we didn't really have a lot going. And then, now look where we are now. We have, all this land and everything like that, but definitely started from the bottom and then worked our way up.
Mm-hmm.
And then next question, winged penguin in first place. All right, what was Lamar University called before the name that we now know?
I think I know this.
there is a trick question in there because two of these are actually correct, but only one of them was right before we changed to Lamar University. So it is actually Lamar State College of Technology. We went through 3 different name changes before then. Lamar College was one of them. That was actually right after our first name. That was our second name, I believe. So good job with whoever got that one. All right. So Winged Penguin, still number 1. Diligent Puffin, coming up. These nicknames are so funny. All right. What is the name of LU's mascot? Yeah, so it is Big Red. If you are a TikTok user, put a little plug out here for Big Red. He actually does have a TikTok, and he's been doing some really funny videos, like the posed videos. So go check him out if you want some laughs. Oh, look, that Winged Penguin still up at number 1. Other ones coming up though. All right, this is probably going to be an easy one. What sports division is Lamar University in? Yes, so we are Division I. We're definitely really good at our sports and our academics. We are part of the Southland Conference, and we have about 17 different NCAA D1 sports. Oh, Dr. Tiger, 3rd place now. Winged Penguin still killing it. All right, LU colors are they blue and white, red and black, red and white, or red and silver? Hey, everybody got that one right. Good job. All right. Another thing that is actually really interesting, we were actually called the Brahmas before there was a mascot change, and I believe the colors were like blue and gold or something like that. But definitely we were the Brahmas instead of what we are now. Very interesting. Oh, Majestic Boa, you're on a streak. All right, how many programs of study does Lamar University offer for students? Is it between 50 and 75, 25 to 50, 100 or more? Or maybe you just don't know, because it does change here and there, the exact number, but we'll see. All right, so it is 100 plus. We offer degrees all the way from the bachelor's level up to the doctoral level. I know our our EDD in educational leadership is very popular. Our master's degree in education in general are super popular. Usually I get told a lot by counselors that it was a very affordable and easy way for them to get their master's while still also, getting that quality education. Who doesn't love to save some money while getting a degree? So, all right, Winged Penguin, number 1, Majestic Boa, 2, and then Dr. Tiger. So true or false, Lamar University's College of Engineering only provides 2 programs of study. This one might be a tough one if you're not an engineering person. All right, so it is false. Look, you all got it right. I guess I was wrong whenever I said it might be a little hard. There are actually 6 different programs offered within that college. There's industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, electrical engineering, civil engineering, and then also industrial technology, which is a little bit different than engineering with how much math and science you go up into. But yeah, I was actually an engineering major for a little bit. Long story, different subject, but I found my passion in something else basically. But next question, a little bit not Lamar related specifically, but Spindletop struck oil in 1901. True or false? So it is true. Spindletop, where we have our little museum, is actually only a few blocks away from where Lamar University is at, and we do partner with them a lot. So you can always go through the museum. I know we do Discover Engineering with them, where a lot of little kids come and learn about, different science projects and fun stuff like that. But yeah, struck oil in 1901. That's kind of what made Beaumont famous, is what I want to say, and why we're so industrial and everything, because there's a lot of oil going on. All right, next question. This one might be a little tough. In what year did Lamar University join the Texas State University system? It is 1995, so not too long ago, but we've been with them for quite a while. There's actually 7 different institutions within the system. We're one of them. Sam Houston State University is another. Sul Ross University, Texas State University, of course, Texas State University system. And then Lamar Institute of Technology, Lamar State College in Port Arthur, and Lamar State College in Orange. So sometimes people get those confused with us. We're all one together, Lamar State College, Orange, and Beaumont, but now we are separate. So just keep that in mind if you're a prospective student out there. Make sure you select Lamar University, Beaumont. All right, Dr. Tiger coming up back in third place. Winged Penguin on a streak. All right, let's see if we can trip you up a little bit on this next question. This should be really easy as well. Lamar University is not located in Beaumont, Texas. True or false? Hopefully everybody gets this one right. I would hope so. So it is false. We are in Beaumont, Texas. For anybody that might not know where Beaumont, Texas is, it's actually roughly about 30 minutes away from the Louisiana border. It's a little less than 90 minutes away from Houston. So if you can picture between Houston and Louisiana border, we're kind of in there. We are a little Cajun flair town. So if you like Cajun food, spicy food, then we are definitely the place for you. I always like, whenever I go back to campus, I like to get crawfish when I'm there, when it's in season, of course. But now I live up in DFW, and the seafood is a little bit different up here. But Winged Penguin still first place. Diligent Puffin up to fourth. All right. Next question. Who was Marvin B Lamar? If you come on tour and you tour the campus, well, after COVID is over, if you do the virtual tour of campus, then you should be able to see his statue in the middle of campus, in the quad is what we call it. So he was actually the second president of the Republic of Texas. He is also considered the father of public education in Texas because he basically made them set a lot of land in each county aside to actually build, educational systems. So you can thank him for, going to school every day, whether it's virtually or in person. All right, and then next question. Lamar University is a 4-year institution. True or false? So it is true to come to Lamar and get a bachelor's degree. It does typically take 4 years. It could take, a little bit more if you take off, a couple of semesters or something like that for an internship. But it's usually 4 years. And then I do believe we used to award some associate degrees back in the day. But since we became a university, we're definitely sticking with, the bachelor's degrees are higher. Winged Penguin is just killing it. Everybody else is a little bit behind, but it's okay. All right, so next question. We're getting towards the end. The average student-to-faculty ratio is about 30 to 1, 40 to 1, 19 to 1, or 10 to 1. And I will give you an idea and say that, so it is 19 to 1. Good job for those 2 people that got it. This isn't necessarily like a depiction of what your classes are going to look like. So that just means that we have, 1 professor for every 19 students. Typically for the classes in, Lamar University, which I'm sure our 2 alumni could vouch for, it's usually about 30, 35 people. And then as you move up in your major, sometimes it gets a little bit smaller. Your first couple of classes might be a little bit larger than that because everybody has to take English 1. But otherwise, it's going to be a very small number, so you have a good access to your professor. Did y'all have that same experience? Whereas, definitely smaller classroom sizes and everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. My senior year, my smallest class was about 7 people. So if I didn't go that day, it was very noticeable. So yeah, very smaller the higher you get up.
I'm not sure if that has changed some, but it might have just been because of what my major was at the time. And I think a lot of people kind of matriculated through in the communication sector. So things might have changed then since, since 2010, because that's now been a long time. But they still were fairly small compared to when I've been to other universities. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it's always really nice to have small classes, so that way if you struggle in a subject, then you can always get help. I think my smallest class was 4 people. It was an editorial cartooning class, a communication class, actually. It was really fun.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I can't remember my professor's name. And he would probably, if he watched this, he would be like, how do you not remember my name? But right now it has slipped my mind, but he was really cool too. All right, so I almost gave this away earlier, but Big Red, what kind of bird is he? Is he a blue jay, a hummingbird, a mockingbird, or a cardinal? He is a cardinal. Good job. So like I said before, we were actually the Brahmas before, which is a very large cow. It's the one that has the humps on the back of it. So it was actually Mr. John Gray, whenever he was over athletics, who made this change. And I'm trying to think of the exact year that it was, but it has slipped my mind. But it was that, I think I want to say it was back maybe in the 70s or 60s or something like that. And that's when our colors were a bluish scheme instead of the red and white that we have now. Ooh, majestic boa, catching up. At least you're in the thousands, the 16 or you're 12,000 or so. But winged penguin still killing it. All right. LU was originally founded as South Park Junior College. True or false? This is true. So this was our first name. The area that Lamar University is in has actually always been called South Park over in Beaumont. So that's kind of where we got the name from then. Like I said, we've had a few transitions, but South Park Junior College was our original name. All right. So who is the current president of Lamar University? There's his wonderful picture. I love our president. I get excited when he comes around. I'm a fangirl, I think. I just love Lamar a lot. All right, so it is Dr. Kenneth Evans. He's actually been with us since 2013, which is actually funny because now that I think about it, that's the same time that I started at Lamar. So it's kind of like we started together. That makes me even more excited. But he is our 15th president of Lamar. So very exciting. And then, oh, majestic boa, you're close. All right, this next question is going to be so easy. The true or false, Lamar University has the best alumni. This is true. I mean, look at our wonderful people. Picture's a little blurry, but look at our wonderful people volunteering at the Southeast Texas Food Bank. As an alumni myself, it makes me very excited to be a part of our community. But that is the end of the game. So let's see who our winners are. Dr. Tiger, 3rd place. Majestic Boa, 2nd place. And in 1st place, we have Winged Penguin. All right, so for you people out there that have won stuff, our alumni and everything like that, you wanted to take a screenshot of that and then just email it to me. I'm going to drop my email in the comments for you guys. So that way you can email that to me and get a special prize. Y'all are going to, the alumni with us, y'all are going to get something anyways because y'all are wonderful and you're here with us. So let me stop sharing my screen. We are now going to move on to a little Q&A session. If we have any questions out there that people may want to ask our 2 alumni, I know I'll start. So what was your favorite communications class that you took during your bachelor's degree, since y'all are both communication majors?
So I really was into the radio side of things. So anything that had to do with the radio broadcasting, I lived at the radio station. So that was like my favorite.
I've taken a little tour of that area, and I have to, like, I wanted to kind of go back to school and like go in there because all these little knobs and gadgets, and it's just like, I want to know how this works. So I understand that. I actually got to take a picture behind the little like LU TV little podium as well. It was very cool. What about you, Jocelyn?
For me, I don't know if this counts, but like I studied abroad with Lamar University as well. So we went to England. So I'm going to go with travel writing, just because obviously the experience being there and being able to study abroad in Brighton, England was amazing. But also another class that I really like that not many people know that Lamar offers. So they do have a lot of pop culture classes, especially in the communication department. And we would just watch movies and analyze movies. And that was always fun together.
Who doesn't love to watch movies, right? So we do have a question that came in from one of our wonderful viewers. She wants to know, what are some of your favorite or former favorite spots on campus, like hang out or, study or something like that?
So of course I had 2. Love the center, right? Like everybody loves that. Because that's where you can eat, you know, like all the other food. And then the pond. I used to love to just go sit by the pond, feed the ducks, and just kind of clear my head. So that was like my favorite spot on campus.
You probably remember the Nest then, right? Is that where you used to get your food from? Because now it's Chick-fil-A and Panda Express.
Really? Oh my God.
They upgraded. But I just remember the barbecue from the Nest was so good. So I don't know. Some people, I know that's great. I love Chick-fil-A, but that food was also really good.
Right. I need to come back and visit. Like, wow.
Yeah, no, but like my favorite spot on campus has to be, I love being in the quad, like especially like being in your classrooms like all day, like back to back. If you just take a break and sit outside like the trees, like I think you all can see my background, like that's kind of what it was like. I would go there a lot, but it's really nice. And then to study, like a lot of people didn't know this, but I would go into the family science and consumer building. The way like there were windows and that the light comes in and they would always have free stuff. I was like, I was there all the time. I had no classes there, but I was in that building.
Free stuff is great when you're in college and you don't have a lot of money to spare on things. Mm-hmm. So another question, did Lamar help you prepare for life after college?
Yes, it did. I think I said in the beginning that networking, like, oh my gosh, like the communication department was so big on making sure that we network, and I had professors that were very big on being punctual. No matter how great you were at whatever you did, being punctual was so important, and those are two very important things when you move on in life.
I had a professor like that too, Dr. Dawkins. If you were not there by 8 and you did not have your homework in his little bunch with the rubber band around it, you are not turning it in. So yeah, your professors definitely want you to be there on time. Make sure you go to class, you're paying for it, right? So you might as well go. I know I was guilty of maybe skipping one or two, but don't do that. What about you, Jocelyn?
Yeah, I think for me, like my classes, I almost felt like they prepared me exactly for the position that I'm in now. Like I had a class like solely dedicated on like how to learn how to social media and like how to network like digitally with that, which is so important during this time. I was like, wow, that really translated. And then specifically like my academic advisor, like day to day, step by step, like helped me get an internship, which led me to the position that I'm in now. So like I totally have them to thank for that, for preparing me.
Yeah, it's really, I still have a professor that I keep in contact with and has helped me, you know, get into graduate school and everything like that. So our professors definitely set Lamar apart, in my opinion. I know it sounds biased whenever you say that because you work for the university, but I'll vouch for our professors any day because they are really awesome. All right, so since this is a little small Q&A, I do want to ask both of you one more question. I always like to end with this question because I know if I could go back and give myself advice when I was in high school of what to do when I got to college, I would have a lot. So if you had one piece of advice to give to like somebody that may be a high school senior right now, is looking forward to graduation, or even somebody that just graduated, what would that advice be? I know for me, it would be to actually take studying seriously because I didn't have to really study in high school. And when I got to college, it was a whole different ball game. So that would definitely be what I would suggest, study and learn how to study.
Yeah, and on that note, like I was like one of those, like I was a first generation college student. I was terrified of college. I thought it was going to be so hard, but it's really like if I give them the advice, like you're getting to choose what you're going to get to study. And like, that's going to take a huge, like, you're going to be really interested in what you're learning. Like you'll be more free to make your own choices and have your own time. While that comes with a lot of responsibilities, like your professors are there to help you. There's so many people out there and resources, like just get out there and like ask. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Like that's such a big thing.
I will say making sure that when you get there, again, I always go back to networking. It's just in me, right? Because like, just make sure you network seriously. Like even when you first get to campus, even before going, knowing who to go to, who to talk to, as far as like admissions questions or anything that you might have about your degree plan, not being afraid to kind of take on those things because now you are in control of your world. And so not being afraid to just jump in there.
I mean, that's really good advice. I actually try to tell students that when I'm presenting to them, because I always try to say, I thought I could just get my degree and be good and not have to talk to anybody. Because, if I was just good enough at it, then I wouldn't need to network. But I have learned that is not how it goes. You definitely need to put yourself out there and join, associations that go along with, what your profession is. And, just like you said, put yourself out there and just find out who you need to talk to about what. It's really good advice. All right, well, that is everything that we have today. There aren't any more questions coming through, and it was just a small little Q&A anyways. Hopefully y'all both had fun playing the Kahoot game. It seemed like it was a lot of fun. So
yeah,
a little bit
I got
different.
second place, so super jealous of Winged Penguin.
Well, all right. Well, definitely appreciate you guys coming out and joining us. And I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Bye. Good luck.
Bye.